It's titled. Hi, I'm Mike Messier. Welcome to Messier Mantra. I'm really happy to have this guest with me today on the show. His name is Angel Connell. He's a screenwriter, a filmmaker. He's really an advocate for other filmmakers in this area as well. So Angel, it's overdue that you're here.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me.
And you've really helped me out in the past, so I want to, first of all, thank you for all your help with Avalonia Festival and other things I've done. And I'm very excited because you have a screenplay that's been winning some awards and doing quite well, and now you're looking to do the crowdfunding fundraiser for this project. Tell me the name of the project.
It's called Evening of the Evil Eye. I wrote the screenplay about a year or so ago. I submitted it to festivals. It got accepted to about a dozen festivals. It got nominated for a couple of awards, and it won 8 awards from various festivals. So it completely surprised me. I had never won that many awards before for a screenplay. And I figured that this is the universe saying that this screenplay needs to be turned into a movie. So I decided to get involved in putting together a crowdfunding campaign through the Seed and Spark platform. It's going to cost a lot of money. And I'm in the process of coming on shows like yours and going on radio programs and talking to various newspapers to try and let people know about the crowdfunding campaign for Evening of the Evil Eye.
And I believe that I got a nice email from you with some of the awards that you've received. And here we are, thanks to our producers at the studio, Kevin and Cody. Best Horror Screenplay presented to Angel Connell. And this is Fastidious International Film Festival. It's Los Angeles.
Yep.
Pretty recently, December of 2017. And here's one, LA Shorts Awards,
yep.
December of 2017. And what do we got? Oh, Cinefest, that's a good one. LA Cinefest, a short play semifinalist, February of 2018. Top Shorts, Best Screenplay nominee in January of 2018. This is an interesting one. Evening of the Evil Eye, Hollywood Just for Shorts, Best Horror Script of April. Great.
Yeah.
And let's see, 4th place winner. And this one is Los Angeles Independent Film Festival Awards. Fantastic. Best Original Screenplay Short. And this is from London Independent Film Awards. Great.
Yeah.
So worldwide stuff. And honorable mention, the last one. So I'm very happy for you, man, because I know that you've done a lot for other people. And I'm really happy that you're kind of bringing a project under your own domain.
Thanks.
You know, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's been a while since I've directed my own product. I think the last one was 2010, which was Beneath the Veneer of a Murder. And that had won a lot of awards as well. But, you know, I had some personal issues I had to deal with. I've had some situations that slowed me down. And so I felt the better part of the time was to be helping other people,
right.
To do things that, for instance, I'm an actor, so I got hired on other people's projects. I got involved in stuff like that. I was a writer for a couple of other projects, or a rewriter for people that need to have their scripts, you know, updated or pruned or whatever.
Script doctor.
Yeah, kind of a script doctor. And now I think enough time has passed, and I think I'm ready to get back to making a movie again. It's been a while. I'm looking forward to it. And I think the ironic thing is that this screenplay originated from a dream that I had, or a nightmare.
well, you know, before we get into the nightmare, or maybe a nice lead-in, you talked about helping other people. I totally appreciate what you've done for me in my career, but we do know that film is a collaborative experience. Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, we have a special guest on the Messier Mantra, a special bonus guest.
Yes.
Perhaps you'd like to introduce us to this fine gent.
Yes, this is going to be one of the stars of the movie. And I have Scott C. Miller from Hollywood originally to thank for the creation of my co-star.
Oh, my goodness. I have to put my water down.
That's right. Yeah, this is this is the demonic doll of Donald Trump.
Oh, sure.
This is a guy that kind of inspired me to write the screenplay. And thanks to Scott C. Miller, he helped to create the doll based on a detailed design that I had in mind. Scott did a fantastic job.
Oh, it's great.
And he's going to be on set when we make the movie on handling the prosthetic makeup and stuff like that. So Evening of the Evil Eye is about, if we want to get into the story.
Yes.
It's about two thugs that try to rob a businesswoman.
Right.
And when they discover that she's got this in her tote bag filled with all types of pins,
okay.
They get upset and they try and destroy the doll.
Oh, no.
In the process of trying to destroy the doll, terrible things happen.
Right.
Of a demonic nature, which you'll have to see when the movie comes out.
And to make this movie, we need your help with the Seed and Spark campaign.
Yes, we do. When the Seed and Spark campaign gets launched, we have a variety of perks.
Right.
And we have the usual perks. We have people that if you just give like $5 or $10, we'll send them a formal thank you letter. Some of the other perks include a signed DVD, signed artwork, but this is one of the perks as well. If you give $10,000, you get to own the Donald Trump demonic fetish doll.
Okay.
Along with all the pins and stuff that goes along with it.
It's a bargain, really, because I mean, in all kidding aside, I'm amazed at the quality of this work, and we all have to have a sense of humor about things. So this happens to be a Donald Trump, doll representation, but in actuality, the work speaks for itself. It could be anybody. It could be Hillary or Obama or anybody, and the quality of the work here is amazing. In fact, as I'm looking at him, he seems to be coming to life a little bit. His lips are growling at me as he's. I think he's quite happy to be on the Mantra because he seems to be coming to life.
Well, the one thing I want people to know who are watching,
that guy's possessed, man.
I don't want them to think that I'm on the same par of some people that want to wish the president death.
No, of course not.
I don't. Yeah. This is a movie. It's a fairy tale. It's a dark fairy tale.
Right.
And the idea behind it is when you're involved in a situation like these guys are trying to destroy something like this, the act of violence produces counter-violence. And so therefore, you've got to be careful about what you do and how you go about doing it. And I can't say too much more. People have to see the movie. But I think that when they do see the movie, I think they'll be impressed as to the nature of the story, how well the characters are well defined, the conflicts that are involved. And they'll see that this type of thing is a good metaphor for what's going on in our country today.
Well, that's true, and in all seriousness, I'm kind of enchanted by this gentleman because his lips are quivering, his teeth are getting sharper by the moment. I love the fact that he's got this nice dollar bill sign on his red tie, and just once again, the artist, and truly is a piece of art that created this wonderful gentleman. And there we go, a nice close-up by Cody and Kevin in the production studio. That guy. I mean, and hey, it's all fun and games until someone pushes the red button and we all die, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, I mean, the whole thing with Donald Trump being president, just as a side note, to me is fascinating because, I mean, this guy's a WWE Hall of Famer, World Wrestling Entertainment Hall of Famer. He does Celebrity Apprentice. And I'll be honest, I before he even got into politics, I had a couple of his books, the Art of the Deal and so forth. And he's a fascinating character, whether you believe in his political stances or not. He is I don't know if you'd use the term outlier or whatever you'd say, but I mean, the fact that this guy came out of, not to say nowhere, but outside the political status quo, so to speak, never had political office before, and now he's the president of the United States, whether we like it or not. It's a fascinating journey, and the journey of our country and the world along with this thing. To me, it's historic, it's mind-blowing, and there's going to be good art to come from this. And this is an example of that, I think.
I think that this movie, when all is said and is done, I think that it'll be reflective of the times that we're living in.
Right.
I think that I might have had the same reaction had Hillary Clinton been elected and I was getting depressed about things she was doing, and I would come up with something like this, where it would be a Hillary Clinton doll,
right,
with the same type of setup and the same type of situation. Because I didn't vote for either person. I didn't vote for him, I didn't vote for her.
Right.
I thought the parties failed America by producing such terrible candidates.
Right.
And I don't want to get too political on the situation, but I think that the tension that I've been feeling is the type of tension that a lot of people have been feeling in the country.
Yeah.
Whether you're pro-Trump, anti-Trump, you're concerned about what's happening in the country, the type of person that's running the office, and the type of situations. The one thing that I think we can all agree on, whether you're Republican or Democrat, liberal or conservative, whatever, is that when you have the presidency, you need to bring people together.
Right.
After it's a hard-fought campaign. We all understand that, but you got to bring people together. If you continue to do what he's been doing, which is basically pitting people apart, splitting one group against the other, and enjoying it. There's nothing
right,
enjoyable about that. I don't find that enjoyable.
Right.
I think that the world is tough enough and dangerous enough as it is that you need to bring people together. You don't have to sacrifice or water down your principles.
Sure.
No. But you need to be respectful of people. The way that past presidents were respectful of their counterparts or their rivals or whatever. And I think it's essential if you want to do some important things to bring people together, And I think the problem with him is that he's just the opposite, and he delights in that. And I don't think he realizes how something like that could be explosive. It can hurt him, it can hurt the office, it can hurt the country. And so, I let people know that are strong supporters of his, usually Republicans or conservatives, that, I can support the fact that he's wiping out ISIS. I'm all in favor of that, too.
Sure.
But I don't like some of the other things that he's doing, and I don't like the way he's carrying himself and demeaning the office at the same time. And so the nightmare that I had inspired this story, and I'm hoping the story will act as a metaphor, as a fable, a dark fable, for other people to say, hey, I never thought of that before, or they thought, I felt the same way, but you articulated it in a way through your art that I hadn't been able to express before, and I think that's really cool, and I really enjoy what you're trying to do.
I love it, man. I think that's great, and so for people who might see our fine guest of a guest here, be open-minded to this story, because for me, and I was just going to make a side joke, just so we get all our jokes in. If there were to be a Hillary Rodham Clinton doll, you could have the Bill Clinton doll, but he comes with like 5 or 6 other female dolls with his set. Like you have to buy like a 6-doll set with Bill and friends, so to speak, and purses by Monica. So, but for this guy, he kind of grows on me after a while. Like he kind of becomes. Like I remember Chucky, Chucky from the Child's Play movies, and this is to me, this is the potential for an iconic figurine here, and he's very well made. And now, is this script? How long is the script? How long will the movie be?
Roughly 15 minutes.
Okay. The
script is about 14 pages long, so factor in the credits. It'll be about a 15-minute movie. It's going to be on one set. We've already gotten the green light from the officials in Lowell. They would love to have us film in the city. They've been very accommodating to us, so it's just a matter of getting the money that they need to cover the insurance, to cover the fees. Like for instance, it's like $10 for every car that's going to be inside the garage, because this will be shot inside one of the municipal garages. It's going to be an expensive movie. What we're shooting for within the crowdfunding campaign is $37,000. Everybody's going to get paid. The actors are going to get paid. The crew's going to get paid. We have expensive equipment that's going to be there. Some of it is going to be very difficult to handle, like the jib and the crane,
right?
Because they'll be outdoors. we're going to be using a fog machine, and since it's outdoors, we need professional people to handle the machine, handle the fog, because we're only going to have so many canisters. We're going to have a fight choreographer, because there's going to be some, not real fighting, but there's going to be enough movement with the actors struggling amongst themselves that we don't want them to get hurt.
Good.
So we want to make sure that Anthony Huang is the person that's going to be involved in this. Well, we hope to have him involved. First we got to get the money.
Sure. No, I think I know that gentleman. Yes.
Yes, we hope to have him, but we got to get the money first. So that's why it's important for us to try and get as much money as we can. We got to hit our $37,000 mark. If we surpass that, that'll be great, because then we can start putting money aside for the various festivals. The money that we're shooting for is strictly for production and post-production. We don't have anything put aside for the festivals, and that includes festival fees, driving over to the festival if it's local, flying over the festival if it's like in California or
right.
Canada, hotel fees. As you know, Mike, you've done it before.
Oh yeah.
It adds up to a lot of money. So if we successfully hit the 37,000 and we get thousands of dollars after that, all that's going to be going towards festival fees and the things that are associated with festivals. And
what's cool about Seed and Spark, and just to, is that this is a crowdfunding website that really specializes in film, independent film to be
Correct.
exact. And so there are, people can go online, they see their friends hitting them up on GoFundMe, like, hey, I stubbed my toe, give me $1, but this is not that. This Seed and Spark is real deal, independent film. People get what they call perks, I believe,
yep.
for investing in you and your project. And really what people are investing in is you.
Right.
Because people have to see you as a guy that they can trust, they like the message of the movie, or they're open-minded to it. But maybe they want to put the $10K and have this gentleman in their home. Snarling at them every night. But, I mean, he's wild, man. I swear, he's coming to life.
Yeah.
And but I think it's cool that you're doing Seed and Spark, because I mean, and there's great websites, Kickstarter, Indiegogo. These things have been around for a while, but Seed and Spark has really kind of found their niche with film, and that's why I think it's exciting. And maybe if I haven't explained it well enough, can you explain the concept of crowdfunding, or sometimes it's called crowdsourcing, to people that may have no idea, if they've never experienced that before, never donated to a crowdfunding campaign? What's the ideas or the belief systems of that? Well,
the basic idea is that prior to crowdfunding, you had to go to wealthy people, or you had to go to nonprofit organizations and literally beg for money.
Sure.
And the sad thing is that there's very few people who are independently wealthy that are willing to donate money to things of that nature,
right.
especially independent movies. And there's very few independent organizations that are willing to give you the money that you need, because they have limited funds and they got a lot of people with their hands out.
Yeah.
So crowdfunding came along thanks to the internet, and it basically helped to democratize the idea of raising money for your particular project. And you basically went directly to the people.
Right.
You went to your, in the past you can go to your family and friends, but now you can go to people that are interested in what you're trying to do. So if you're doing a documentary on cars, and you basically put it out to people that are car fanatics or whatever, they're more than likely, especially if you have a real passion for it and you have an understanding for it, they'll help raise the money so that you can do your documentary on cars. If you have a passion for horror movies like this,
right.
You can basically put it out there to all the horror movie sites that are in existence. You can let them know about, hey, we got a crowdfunding campaign, can you help us out? And if they like the idea behind it, they want to help finance it. And the nice thing about the horror community is that they're one of the most enthusiastic, the largest, the most involved community within the various genres of movies.
Rabid, I would say.
Rabid in many situations, but also very loyal.
Right.
And they're willing to give people a start. Yeah, they'll support some of the big names, but they're also willing to support people at our level, independent
Sure.
filmmakers, to try and get our art across, to try and get our dreams realized and stuff like that. And they like to be part of that journey. And so the Perk System basically is a way of thanking the people that are giving you money. It's on a hierarchical basis, so that you can have a situation where if you don't want to accept anything, we'll just, thank you.
Right.
If you want to have some small thing, maybe a copy of the movie on a DVD, that can be given to you based on how much you give, based on what that perk costs. And on something like this of course is the big perk.
Yeah, right.
This is $10,000.
I think it's worth every penny if you got it, man, because
Yeah.
that thing is a classic. That's an instant classic right there.
It's an expensive prop.
Well, he did a great job.
The original script, the original idea was that he was going to be burnt. But when we realized how much it was going to cost to make him and stuff like that, we decided there's another way around it. So we danced around it and did something different.
Well, I think he's cool, man. Can I hold him for a moment?
Sure.
Okay, I'll be very gentle.
There
Okay,
you
buddy,
go.
how you doing, pal? I stand by Messier Mantra. That's the worst Trump one. Let me tell my fellow Americans, I stand by Messier Mantra. That's mantra with an M. Maybe I should be the voice of this guy. No, you know what my mantra is, Mike? What's that? Always win and never ever give an inch to anyone. I could do this all day. He's a lot of fun. I mean, I got to really put over that artist again. What's his name? The guy that made this, gentleman?
Scott C. Miller.
Well, Scott, you've earned my respect. I mean, this guy did a bang-up job with this. And like I said, if people need to have a sense of humor, because even if they're the staunchest Trump supporter, which is fine, you got to admit that that's a piece of art right there. And what do you, as a side note, real quick, what do you think of these books coming out? I think it was Bob Woodward and Omarosa both have books about the Trump White House. Have you seen this? Am I correct in that?
I have, and I saw the New York Times op-ed done by Anonymous, who allegedly works inside the Trump White House. And I think what all this means is that there's a lot of people, both inside and outside the Oval Office, that are concerned about him. And I think their concern is reflective of my concern and the concern of a lot of other people that are not driven by ideology, driven by partisanship. Is that, is this guy stable? Is he going to manage things the right way? I mean, losing all these people is not a good sign of management, good management.
Right.
And so I think that what you're referring to is a concern about that. And managing the White House is a major deal. It's a major thing that you should be doing. And so if you're not doing it properly, accidents can happen, problems can ensue. You don't want those type of situations. So again, what's happening in real life has had an impact on me and you and a lot of other people. And for me, it inspired me to write the screenplay, which, by the fact that it's won so many awards, which still blows me away,
Sure.
I think it's indicative of the fact that a lot of people feel the same way that I do. They're concerned about this type of situation. And I think that they're looking forward to seeing us make the movie. And once the movie is out, we hope that it's going to have as good a run on the festival circuit as the script has. And
just to give him a little bit of credit, I mean, sometimes I think that Trump, if nothing else, has proven that the unexpected can happen. Every vote does count.
Yep.
And a lot of times people don't want to vote, or on election day, they might have been worked up for a year or two about election day, and then the new gas station opens down the street and they don't go out to vote. So you always have to vote. And I do think that people are taking it upon themselves to be more empowered. If you don't like the state of the country, the state of the world, the state of your state, do something about it.
Exactly.
And we're all citizens who have a voice and can do things. And we don't have to wait for Big Brother to take away our rights at all. And I think, and I do think that Trump has made some things happen, obviously, and maybe there's more going on that we know about. Do you have any thoughts on this QAnon stuff online? Do you have any thoughts on that, Angel, or not so much?
No, I think, and again, I don't want to get too political, but I think when you hear stuff like that, that plays into some of the paranoia and the mythologies that are starting to sprout up all over the place. And I think that that gets to be a distraction. And I think that the media in particular, which has had an axe to grind with him, I think that they need to focus on the areas where he's successful and the areas where he's not successful, and be dispassionate about reporting those things so that the media can have the respect that it used to have.
Right. Because we've gone from an objective media to a subjective media within our lifetime, which is not particularly good.
No, it's not. And the danger is that, yes, Trump is calling into question the media, saying that they're the enemy of the people and all that, and that's a terrible thing to say, but the media is playing into it more often than not. And they need to pull back and be objective and professional, because by doing that, then they can hold him to the fire, and a lot of people will say, well, he shouldn't be doing that, or, you know, I'm glad that you're praising him on doing this because he's doing a good job. Whatever it is, you've got to be objective, because the worst thing you can do is completely discredit the media, because then the next demagogue coming along will be much more effective in doing it, because now we don't have a media to have the checks and balance against the powerful politicians that we should be having.
Now, Angel, the script once again is titled Evening of the Evil Eye, correct?
Right.
And so it's very exciting. And Messier Mantra, do you have a personal or a career mantra, a quote by yourself or a famous individual or even a non-famous individual? Any mantra that you want to share with us as we wrap up?
Yes. My favorite mantra is a quote from a John Lennon song. When John once sang, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Well, that's true, and I can totally relate to that, because a lot of times for me, you know, always kind of looking forward to some project down the road that may or may not happen, but in the meantime, things are happening every day that are exciting, vital, you know, and you have to kind of nourish and be excited about what you're doing in that moment.
Yeah.
Mr. 45 there, do you have anything, any mantra? Don't talk back to me. I'm too busy with my red tie. He really is. I swear. I mean, every time I look at him, it seems like he's coming more and more a life to this guy. He's becoming personified.
Well, all I can say is I hope that your audience watching this will help us out. It's Seed and Spark. When you get onto Seed and Spark website, look for the search bar. Put in either my name, Angel Connell, or the title of the movie, Evening of the Evil Eye, and that will bring you directly to our page, and it gives you all the perks, tells you what the story is all about, who's involved in the project, and anything that your audience can do to help us out would be greatly appreciated.
Well, that's great, and once again, you know, much respect to the artist who created it, and to yourself, of course, because, you know, the artist executed on the doll, but that was really your idea, your vision. So
right.
credit to you, without a doubt. And I know, you know, in filmmaking, it is a collaborative medium, and you've been such a great supporter of myself and other artists, and I'm so happy for you for this script, and that you're taking this project and raising this money. What an exciting time. And I just want to thank you for coming on the show today, Angel. Any final words? We have about 30 seconds left.
No, I think I've said everything I need to say. You know, it's very important for me to raise this money to make this movie a reality. So if any of your viewers really want to help out and participate in making this happen, the best thing they can do is go to seedandspark.com, look up the name of the movie, Evening of the Evil Eye, and check out the perks, and whatever they can do, no matter how small the amount, can greatly assist us in getting this movie made and seen in the public.
Angel Connell, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
Mr. President. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, the Mantra. Thanks for watching this episode of Messier Mantra.